Welcome to Concept Craft. We are presenting step-by-step videos training to crack your certification exam, so you can gain the confidence to take on any accounting challenge. Now let's begin our today's lesson. Using the Books Review Center. Learning outcomes. In this lesson, we'll cover using the Books Review Center at period end. Topics about reviewing books. Stage 1 Setup. Stage 2 Transaction Review. Stage 3 Account Reconciliation. Stage 4 Final Review. Stage 5 Wrap Up. Tracking progress in the client list. Everything you need, all in one place. Clients rely on their books being accurate to make business decisions. That's why checking transactions and reconciling accounts are essential to your period end workflow. However, closing all your clients' books can be time-consuming. How can QuickBooks Online help? The Books Review Center in QuickBooks Online automatically finds errors, incomplete expenses, and duplicate entries. This makes your typical period end workflow faster and smarter. You can easily track your progress for individual clients, or even see it across the whole practice via the client list. About reviewing books. Reviewing the books regularly helps keep the books tidy and up to date so that clients can get an accurate view of their finances and make the right business decisions. The Books Review Center helps carry out period end reviews by pulling all the tasks together into a single place and listing transactions with potential issues. To start reviewing the books, select Books Review from the left-hand navigation of your client's company file. Note that this menu option is only available to admin users accessing company files via QuickBooks Online Accountant, and that client users don't see it. The Books Review Center has 5 main tabs that take you through performing a periodic cleanup, solving issues, reconciling accounts, reviewing financial statements, and even creating report packages. We'll cover these tabs later in the lesson. The center also makes it easy to send client requests and ask for clarifications regarding certain transactions. You can review books at any interval. The date range above the tabs allows you to adjust the period and carry out the books review process when it suits you or your client needs it. To get more information about what you should review each week, month, quarter, and year, check out the Accountant Lifecycle lesson or download a copy of the Accounting Lifecycle Checklist. Stage 1 Setup. The first tab in the Books Review Center is the Setup tab. It provides the checklists and tools your client needs to review and clean up the company information, settings, balances, charts of accounts, and bank accounts. This step is vital as it helps to identify any discrepancies or irregularities. There's also the option to resolve minor issues with an adjusting journal entry, if appropriate. Select each of the highlighted areas to find out more. The Setup tab may not show when you open the Books Review screen. If you need to activate it, select Cleanup from the drop-down. Use the Company Settings area to review or make changes to the company's industry, accounting method, closing date, and so on. Use the Financial Statements area to check the most recent balance sheet and profit and loss reports to find your starting point. It's best practice to tie the balances on the financial statements to a previously reconciled and closed period or the company's tax return. The Opening Balance Adjustments area can be used to enter beginning balances in a new company and to verify that beginning balances from a prior period haven't changed since the last time the tool was used. It's best to enter the balances from the last reviewed and closed reports to verify that the beginning balances match. If they don't, you should investigate why and correct it. Use the Add Adjustment button to force the books to balance by entering a journal entry to make the beginning balance agree. You can select the offsetting account for the adjustment from the Choose an Account drop-down. The Potential Account Issues area shows accounts with disconnected bank feeds, or no activity in the last 90 days. This helps identify accounts that aren't important and can be made inactive, as well as discrepancies and missing data. The Additional Items section lists recommended tasks to help you look for other potential issues. Make sure the chart of accounts has industry and entity-specific accounts, and check for duplicate accounts. Use the plus add option to add your own items to the list. Transactions are marked as to do in all the sections. Once you've cleared the open issues, mark their status as done. If you have a problem with resolving the issue, mark it as waiting. Stage 2 Transaction Review. The next stage in the books review process is to take care of any problematic transactions. The Transaction Review tab automatically finds errors such as incomplete expenses and allows you to categorize transactions that the review identifies. Select each heading to find out more about how it works. The Bank Transactions box lists unaccepted bank fee transactions that QuickBooks Online identifies. Select Review Now to go directly to those transactions to accept or remove them. The Uncategorized Transactions section lists transactions to be classified. Selecting the checkbox next to the transaction offers the Reclassify and Ask Client options. The Ask Client option allows you to get clarification from them about the transaction that will appear in the client's My Accountant menu. You can also use the Actions column to edit the transaction. The Transactions Without Payee section lists transactions that have no payee. Selecting the box next to a transaction offers the Ask Client, Add Payee, Void, and Delete options. You can also use the Actions column to edit the transaction. The Undeposited Funds section lists transactions whose payments haven't been cashed yet. Selecting the box next to the transactions offers the Record Deposit option. You can also use the Actions column to edit the transaction. The Unapplied Payments section lists customer and vendor payments that have no assignment to an invoice or bill. Selecting the box next to the transaction offers the Void and Delete options. You can also use the Actions column to edit the transaction. As with all the tabs in the Books Review menu, the Additional Items section lists recommended tasks to help you look for other potential issues. As with all the other stages of the Books Review menu, use the Progress Tracker to mark transactions as to do, waiting, or done. As with all the other tabs, use the plus add button to add more items to the list. Stage 3. Account Reconciliation. Once you've dealt with all the transactions that had issues, the next step is to ensure that all the accounts are reconciled. The Account Reconciliation tab shows the current status of accounts and the number of unreconciled transactions. Select each highlighted area for more information. Use the Select Accounts button to select the accounts to appear in the Account Reconciliation tab. By selecting the account from the list, the account register opens. Or if the account is connected to the bank, the banking center opens for you to review activity in the account. The Unreconciled column shows how many unreconciled transactions the account has. Selecting it takes you to the account register, where you can review and resolve them. The Reconciled to column shows when the account was last reconciled. Selecting it takes you to the Reconcile screen. The Statement column, only available in QuickBooks Online Plus and to advanced subscribers, shows any documents that are attached to the Reconcile screen. The Outstanding Transactions section shows a list of transactions that have not cleared in 90+ days. The options in the Actions column allow you to edit a transaction or create a journal entry. The Additional Items list includes a link to the Reconciliation report to view uncleared transactions. You can also add additional items to the list. Stage 4. Final Review. The Final Review tab prompts you to investigate unusual and unexpected balances and review the financial statements for accuracy. Select each highlighted area to find out more. View accounts payable transactions that are over 90 days old to determine whether you should take any action. The accounts receivable transactions that are over 90 days old are listed here. Selecting the box next to the transactions offers the Void and Delete options. Select the line in the Type column to open up the transaction. The options in the Actions column allow you to edit, void, or delete the transaction. The Reports section lists useful links to investigate unusual and unexpected balances. You can also add more items to the list. Stage 5. Wrap-up. The Wrap-up tab allows you to prepare reports, create and send report packages, close the books, and even create your own additional to-do checklist. Select each highlighted area to find out more. Use the Prepare Reports section to prepare a management report package for the client. Once you've prepared your report package, use the Send Report Package section to send it to your client. Select Close the Books when you're ready. You can also start this process from Accountant Tools or Account and Settings. The Additional Items list allows you to create your own to-do checklist for any specific requirements your client may have. Tracking progress in the client list. The Progress Tracker icons in nearly all the sections of the Books Review Center make it easy to mark the status of each step in the Books Review process. However, the Bookkeeping tab in your QuickBooks Online Accountant client list also helps to give an overview of the Books Review status for all your clients. Selecting one of the icons opens a drawer detailing the status of the different tasks at the Transaction Review, Account Reconciliation, and Final Review stages. Summing up. Learning Outcomes. Well done. In this lesson, we covered using the Books Review Center at period end. Knowledge recap. The Books Review Center has all the tools to help you complete your books review process. It also makes it easy for managers to standardize the review process and monitor staff's progress on clients' books. Next steps. In the next lesson, we'll cover the key tasks for preparing your client's books for year or period end.